Season has gone this year for the Hawkeyes, said he received death threats this year.
Ridiculous.
From people who were upset about one thing or another in a 15-15 season for the Hawkeyes.
That's just sad to hear.
13-point Iowa lead. Wooster left alone for three, and he finally finds the range.
Nice actions by Ohio State. Double team on Royal works. Wooster with the ball. Let's see if Nebraska can get something in the secondary fast break. Seem to be having a difficult time finding ways to score in the half court. That's how you find it. The assist to Wooster. The 9. Mobley is a point guard's dream, because if you hit him in his shooting pocket, he can get it off as quickly as anybody in college basketball. Morgan, Wooster, 2 more. Oh man, Morgan, great lead pass. Getting better and better as the season comes to a close. Now let's see if Nebraska can get Bryce Williams going. Yes, he has 23 points. He's missed his last 3 shots and hasn't hit one since the 16:32 mark of the second half. Besiegin, backdoor to Wooster. So
I think he's the most likely candidate to heat up from beyond the arc, especially with Wolf's foul situation. There might be extended minutes, meaning extended 3-point opportunities as well for Cheddar. Wooster, 6 to shoot at the foul line. Oh, using the window. Swing around to Gary. He'll drive right at Golden. Can't get it to go, but Wooster somehow slipped.
Conversion rate from 3.
Jawan Gary can't answer. Tap is good, and Wooster fighting for
the trouble along the baseline. He doesn't become a spectator, just go straight to the rim.
Wooster hangs, bank shots good, right in the face of Dillon. And for Fred Hoiberg's team, last gasp here on the road. They'll need another big comeback to win this one tonight.
And it's going to have to be taking care of the basketball. Has been a real issue for Nebraska so far.
Wooster gets the bounce.
Nebraska, 3 of those coming from long distance, allowing the Cornhuskers to kind of hang around here.
Now, one concern if you're Fred Hoiberg is stops. You didn't get a ton of stops in that first half. Maryland's pacing for 84 points. They have not lost this year when they've topped the 80-point mark. They're 10-0. Nebraska's not won when they've allowed 80 points or more. They are 0-5 on the season. 14 for Queen. Wooster all the way to the rim for 2. Nice move. You don't find many of those in Nebraska, I've learned.
No. I agree with him. I didn't climb my way to the top of the food chain to eat grass.
1-5, Bryce Williams. Hesitates, goes past Queen, and Reese there to clean it up. 9 to shoot for Nebraska. Hoiberg in traffic. One of those 2 bigs just camping out, waiting for somebody to take the shot up. It'll be Wooster fading away for 3.
He's more than capable out there, 35%.
Wooster turning the corner on Thornton, driving in off the window. Tournament. A win here would certainly help each of these teams in that quest. Quad 1 opportunity for both today. Here's Hoiberg. Stops, finds Wooster for an open 3, and he hits!
70%. Yeah, well, there's so many good freshmen in the league. I don't think he gets as much credit. Obviously, when you don't win as many games, you maybe don't get the exposure, but he's a talented freshman.
Boy, how many times tonight have we said a chance for...
Nice play by Tracy. You know, they press out of makes, made free throws, made baskets. And the coaches talked about being more aggressive to try and get this team going. The problem is Nebraska's only taken it out of the net 3 times.
Well, you know, we talk about Bartholomew getting the start. It's Tracy that's coming off the bench. You wonder how he responds to that. But he has been one of the more sort of energized, emotional leaders of this team. Defending Wooster here with 7 on the shot clock. Around a Mia screen. Wooster, tough shot. Raindrop. Up, instead dribbles in to a mid-range jumper that is pure.
He's shooting it really well from three this year, 43%. But he started his career being that guy. Rip and go, 1-2 dribble pull-ups, get to the float game. He's added consistent perimeter three-point shooting to that.
They'll let Wooster take it, and he makes the Ducks pay. Well, passed up the three.
Good pass.
That was tough to throw and tough to catch. And then he bats it out.
Winning plays. Gel.
Honoring Nebraska volleyball with that offensive rebound. And Wooster, Angel, and he hits just the 5th three of the game for Oregon.
He's the guy that can really shoot from behind the line. And now it kind of flips a little bit. You got a 6-point game. Now Oregon can't foul. It's interesting Oregon gets a stop here.
Williams taking his time. Oregon trying to trap it. Wooster glances at the clock. Tough shot over Bamba. Oh, and he hits it.
42-38. You got to use Wooster as a screener. If Hummerkaus is going to be playing way off him, you can have guys come off screens from Wooster. And Wooster will try the three again, and this time he hit. Now Illinois with a chance for a lead. Nebraska 9 of 19 on layups as Yakachonis' shot blocked away and taken away. Gel with good defense. Good transition defense from Illinois. Numbers got taken away quickly. .15 on the shot clock as Williams will back out against Gibbs-Lawhorn. A handoff to Gary, a little bobble. 7 to shoot. Wooster, shot fake, driving to the rim, all the way up and in for Rollie Wooster. Well, extra pass, Hummerkaus in the corner. That three won't go. Rebound secured by Wooster. He'll push. Lockout from Hoiberg. Pretty good recovery by Morez Johnson. Yes. Big man getting down the floor. Again, they're trying to bait Wooster. Against Johnson. They'll pull up for a deep 2, and that one falls.
When you got a 6'11" 4 that can space the floor like that, that's tough to defend. Nice job by Winter.
Wooster weaving inside against Tanjay and finds 2. And another 3 for McGee. Different Badgers have hit threes this afternoon. Here's Wooster from 3. That's good. January being a month where teams move. How about the movement we're seeing on Ben Johnson's team? That was a team everybody had ticketed for the bottom of that league after the first several games of the season. That doesn't look like that anymore.
Situation, if you're Nebraska, take advantage of that, especially a guy like Williams. Attack the rim. Utilize your 92%.
Well, Wooster going right after Slack over here to Maryland and has a major impact. Queen working on Gary and lost the ball. Maryland has taken care of the ball very well in the first 10 minutes. Wooster with a cut. Rollie Wooster. And then coming out of the locker room feels a little bit different.
I think just some of the sloppy play we saw early has turned into some much better execution on both sides. Nebraska with the rough start, Maryland with the real lull. It's not where you want to pick your dribble up. Nebraska a little bit fortunate there.
Well, the Huskers had 7 turnovers in the first 10 minutes. Nice move, Wooster.
Is the best perimeter defender on this Nebraska roster. Williams forcing up a tough 3. That won't go. Good defense by Nebraska. And not near enough urgency either to get into the set from Rutgers. Wooster. And we welcome those of you who have been watching the thriller at the barn, Nebraska.
A little bit of everything here this afternoon.
The freshman has 15. He has not missed a shot. He's 6 of 6 from the floor. Is C.J. Cox.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know what else to say at this point.
I don't either. Brandon, that right there. I mean, to have the presence of mind to even take that attempt like that. Going away from the bucket, over your head, flip. Still props.
Wooster does score it, but Nebraska just straight run.
Minutes here tonight. Harding wide open. Gary with the rebound. Nebraska with a slight advantage on the glass here so far tonight. Wooster one-on-one against Harding. And he wins that one. Dix has bailed them out so far tonight. Harding all the way in.
How about the contest by Esijan going vertical and making Harding score over the top?
Nebraska with 5 more rebounds than Iowa now. Wooster again all the way in. And again.
Pass again. Nebraska getting their wires crossed, switching off the basketball, and can't leave Josh Dix alone.
At 5 against Nebraska last January in a Hawkeye win, and has 5 already tonight. Good backdoor cut. Wooster. Oh, pretty tough. Let's get past this time to Harding. Dix. Freeman, not normally his game. Long rebound to Mia.
One Freeman, 4 of 10 from 3 coming into this game, but you have to think Nebraska going to be content for him to shoot out there.
Wooster. Wooster with a one-on-one. Difficult shot off the 31. 1 minute left. Iowa by 9. Wooster, the driving hook. Well, he's got that.
That is magnificent.
Yes.
Those of you that are acquainted with what Michigan State has done and continues to do, did so against Ohio State last night. Same kind of story for this Bruins team. Beautiful dunk. Magnificent for Wooster.
1 for his last 15.
And it looked good all the way there.
Absolutely.
It really did. Wooster! Well, when you're struggling, how would you like to be the son of a great coach who also had a whale of an NBA career and could have been a quarterback for Tom Osborne, as well as a guard for Danny Nee back in the day. He was recruited for both football and basketball coming out of high school. And there is an answer.
Pushing up the floor, it's Jordan Johnson end to end, and a wild shot. Huskers got back defensively, and he didn't care. In the corner, Wooster. The 3 rattles home for Rollie Wooster. Haven't been able to see. This is where they're at their best, forcing turnovers. It's an athletic group, and they're showing that athleticism in the open floor.
2 big-time dunks
Oh,
there.
my goodness.
Wow.
Huskers 5 turnovers in the last 3.5 minutes. Now Southern with 3 to shoot. Wooster has to force up a 3, and he gets it to fall. That breaks the score.
Yes, it is. But other guys make impacts in their own ways. Like Sam Hoiberg doesn't necessarily going to score a bunch, but he does all the little things.
Huskers have to get this across. They just do. Wooster will attack now, breaking that press, and 2 on the board.
In transition against an unsafe. Together for him. That's because they all have an edge. They all have a chip on their shoulder. They all felt like they were under-recruited coming out of high school. They felt like they weren't given the respect that they deserved. And now you got a whole team with a little bit of edge on them that usually turns out pretty well.
Clock.
Good skip.
Ryan Rapp launching. And the long rebound, Rollie Wooster for Nebraska. Wooster pushes to the bucket. Rollie Wooster makes it a 1 goal on this team. Ryan Rapp for the Bows.
You know, last night they were able to win without Bryce Williams playing well. Tonight, they're winning right now with almost no production off their bench.
Rollie Wooster lays it in. And a 3 for Applewhite, who began his college career at Mississippi State, then to Portland, and now Troy Dannon has done the AD at Nebraska. Big fan of Troy and what he's put together there as Rollie Wooster goes to
offense here to start. They've scored 9 points in the first 4 minutes here of the second half after scoring 14 in the first 20.
Rollie Wooster in the lane and gets the roll. Championship game Christmas night. Spinning, Connor Esijan. And the offensive rebound, Andrew Morgan.
He's the player of the game.
No question.
I mean, we haven't officially asked who the player of the game is, but he's the player of the game.
12 points, 12 rebounds for Morgan. And the 12 points 2 shy of a season high. Rollie Wooster, that's a deep 2. And Wooster.
Work your way back into the basketball game, and Indiana has done that the last 2 possessions with their defense.
We mentioned it in the open, but this year Indiana's had troubles with turnovers, and Nebraska's been turning people over. But right now it's the Hoosiers kind of flipping the script there. Inside, that is right.
Basket, that was pretty.
Another tremendous transfer that IU got in the portal. He's from Washington State, but this time Wooster drives it right by him.
Nebraska communicating in that defensive sequence and then cleaning up the mess, packing it in.
Two minutes to play in the first half. Wooster inside, up with the right hand. And a bad shot by Holloman.
Just keep moving.
Up to 8 points for Jackson Kohler, picking up right where he left off.
That's his 9th rebound.
That's right. Rollie Wooster still without a made field goal today. That changes.
So difficult to win on the road, and the balance is pretty good. The intensity is obviously going to ratchet up, and this should not diminish what Nebraska can accomplish this year. I mean, they just went into a buzzsaw today. Take a look at
Morgan, Griffiths, and Wooster on the floor right now for the Cornhuskers. Inside of the final 80 seconds of this half. Nice pump fake there. Wooster able to finish this time. Again, Seward, Nebraska native. About 20 minutes away. Their team had dinner at his house last night with their family. Again in the paint, Wooster just floats it up that time.
Some good basketball this year. That's not going to be a cakewalk for these Huskers.
Matt Driscoll down there has done a really good job for North Florida.
Off the timeout, Wooster will take it right to the rim.
Ball, got to have physicality, wrestling in the post. You got to have backside help. It's just been outstanding.
Off the timeout, they find a Sejan who will throw it back up top to Williams. There's little bobbles in the handoffs here. There's Wooster around the Mia screen. Hesitates, goes past Kalkbrenner, and the Huskers have their long.
Wooster and Griffiths return for Nebraska. 3 doesn't go from Ashton Hardaway.
Good rebound in traffic by Wooster, 2 hands.
Hoiberg back out to Wooster. Shalonis up and with that, the lane okay for Luke Barrett. He got it going for St. Mary's, adding to that, knocks down his 3rd 3.
You've got to be there on the catch because he's got that little hitch in his release, Corey.
Wooster goes high off the glass.
Feet, but they're very active with their hands.
And Saxon tipped that one. It's loose and Hoiberg comes away with it.
We'll go to the shot clock here.
It's at 6. Wooster lets it fly. Big shot. Final minute. Shot clock now at 10. Wooster, the point guard, drives off the glass and in. One possession.
Jones up to 8.
Wooster to the rim, lays it in. Wooster, woo! Can't get the lay-in. Jacobson again with another rebound. Back to Wooster, and Wooster.
New wrinkles that coaching staffs have put in, new players, new personnel.
Inside to Wooster. Wooster goes up and in. Wooster was not looking on that pass. Butengel with a block inside. Wooster for 3. That's good. Pointer for UTRGV, up to 5 now.
Good job taking that rebound out and pushing in transition.
Kick out to Wooster. On the take. Turn around, nice finish.
Yeah, kind of an unforced there, just not real familiar with the court. Got too deep in that corner.
Wooster on the drive. Nice move. And lay-in. Kick out to Wooster. Baseline drive. Nice take and gets the roll.
Have been on a lot of winning teams and has played a lot of basketball. Coach Hoiberg mentioned a lot last year. Just being old right now in college basketball is important with just with the COVID and it's hard to win with 18-year-olds.
Wooster, nifty little turnaround finish. Williams lobs it into Wooster. One-on-one. Strong inside. Nice take.
Has benefited from that in the 2 games to start the season, the exhibition, and now, for him going for his career high kind of validates, I think Wooster, puts him in more of a scoring position for this offense. A lot to improve on for Nebraska. A few breakdowns, but a lot to like too. I thought they got a lot of contribution from a lot of players.
Wooster